How's it going, guys? Welcome to the next video in my Everton save. We've just got through January and we're in mid-February, and we've had a good run of games since the Blackburn game. And not meaning a good run of games as in form, but we've had a lot of games, important games. So we'll be getting through them, and we'll be going through the transfers because we brought in another two players and a few players have left. Um, so since the last video, we've brought in Hatem Ben Arfa from Monaco for 2.7 million. Um, I don't really know what Ben Arthur's doing in real life at the moment. I'll have to look into that. But last time I heard, he was at Hull City on loan. And Ben Arthur is one of those players, in my opinion, when he's fully fit and he's in form, he's a really dangerous player. And I've used him on previous football managers, and he's like one of my go-to players on football manager because he always produces great performances for me. So to me, I think it's just a complete bargain. I remember spending a lot of money on Football Manager. I think it was like 2011, maybe 2012, to get Ben Arfa to Chelsea. So I couldn't turn this down. I seen him on the transfer list and I bought him. So I'm very happy with that. And as you can see, for a 29-year-old, his stats are really good. Got great technique, dribbling. He's got good long shots as well, flair, off the ball, vision, and his acceleration is just insane. So to me, if Nathan Redmond didn't produce the performances, I know Ben Arthur will. And, Nathan Redmond has produced performances since coming. And next of all is Angelo Henriquez from Manchester United for 3.6 million. This guy, he's a 22-year-old. He will be 23 in April of this year, 2017. He's still young and already, look at these guys' stats. He's great. 17 finishing, 15 heading. So in the box, he's dangerous just with those stats. Off the ball 16, so he makes the right movements. Anticipation 16 because he anticipates it well. So um, if we improve the composure, try and get him a little bit faster, but I'm not too bothered about that as long as he stays in the area. Try and improve his strength as well. This guy is just going to be great, and that's a bargain. If you look at this guy's stats for a 22-year-old, you're normally going to be paying a lot more than that. So I'm very happy. I think that's a great bargain. Let's just go through the outs here. After Kevin Morales left for PSG for 34 million, Callum McManaman went to Hull City on loan. Callum was constantly complaining, every other month, every month, shall I say, about not having first team football. And like I said in a previous video, um, I did sign him for the first team. This is the thing. Like I had him as a rotational player on the contract. So he kept on complaining. Now he's gone out on loan with the intent of them buying him on a full-time basis as well. Joachim Leveres went to Motherwell on loan. This guy's like one of our, hot prospects in the future. Signed him from Rosenborg a couple of seasons ago, and he's so far so good. He has made some great progress. It looks like he's going to be one of those just advanced playmakers in midfield, and I can't wait to see how he progresses in the game. Wagner Love went to Olympiacos for 1.2 million. Made a profit on him because we got him on a free transfer. But Wagner kept on complaining yet again, and I did have him as a backup. Actually, I don't know if I had him on a key player, so I could actually sign him for the wages. Um, but I did play him now and again. Sometimes in attacking midfield as well, and he always produced the goods. He was a good player for us. So he's 32 now. We'll be 33 in June. We cashed in on him and got a younger, better striker really. Berisha went to Sporting Lisbon on loan. He was originally Udinese on loan, but they wasn't playing him in his preferred position or the position we wanted them to play him in. So he went to Sporting Lisbon with the guarantee of them playing him up front. And in his first two appearances, he scored a goal. So I'm happy with that. And Kevin Watkins went to Colwyn Bay on loan. So to conclude the transfers for this season, we spent a total of 48.6 million, and we brought in 51 million on transfers. So basically, we made more than we spent, and I do think we improved the squad a lot more. Now to the schedule, and since the Blackburn game, we've had a good, decent run of games here in various competitions, various levels of competition as well, with the teams. So since the good 2-0 win against Blackburn, we had a 3-3 draw against Southampton, and the Southampton game was one of those games where, we dominated the game that much that I was really pissed off, even though we got back into the game, we went behind. So it was like sort of 50-50 how I felt about it. Like, we got back into the game, but we shouldn't have had to get back into the game in the first place. They took their chances and we didn't take ours. We should have scored more goals or prevented them from scoring with the possession that we had. It was just one of those games, I didn't know if to be happy or angry. And then we had a 1-1 draw against Man United. I'm really happy with that. Very even game. But, I was happy to get a draw against Man United. And then we beat Crystal Palace 4-0 in the FA Cup fourth round. Completely dominated them from kick-off. And then we had a disappointing defeat against Tottenham. How did we play in that game? Yeah, we played pretty well, but they created more chances than us. But we dominate. I'd say 90% of the games that we play in possession, but some of those games we just don't do the correct thing with the possession. So, and then we had a 1-0 defeat against Stoke. Stoke are one of our like bogey teams, to be honest with you. A pretty even game with chances, made, but we dominated them yet again, 55% of the possession. Stoke are a good team on this, though. They're hard to beat for me. And then with a 3-1 win against Watford, just complete domination, really. But they did, they had two players sent off late on in the game, but the damage was already done for them. And then we had a 3-2 loss against Fulham. And look at this. 57% of the possession to their 43, 24 shots, only 9 on target. I mean, I were playing this when I was talking to Zulu Ninja on Skype, and he had a similar thing with Wolfsburg, but I won't spoil his save. It just really pissed me off, this result. This was one of those results where I was just like, man, this is not right, you know. And then we've won 2 games in a row in the competitions, 4-2 against FC Twente. This was a really good game, really, really good game. They played better than us, and it was just a scrappy game for us, But Mertens and Hazard got injured as well, so, but it was a really good game. And then we had a 3-2 win against Newcastle. They knocked us out of the Capital One Cup earlier on in the season, so we got revenge against them in the FA Cup 5th round. Pretty close game, but we pulled it out of the bag there. So we're going into today's game against Twente. With every chance of getting through to the next knockout round. And we're against Bradford in the FA Cup 6th round. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because Bradford seem to be these giant killers these days. So no, so far so good in the competitions anyway. I'm very confident with that. Go into the lineup. We suffered with injuries. Ben Arthur's not registered, and so in Enriquez. But Mertens, Schneiderlin, Matthew Ryan, and Ross Barkley have all been injured for a while. Well, Mertens and Schneiderlin and either, but Barkley has. They're just getting back from injuries, so we've had to really mess about with the lineup a little bit, to be honest, to get a decent lineup out there. So let's go to today's game anyway. But yeah, do you know what? It's if you're looking at the Premier League, I'll actually show you that before I go to the game. I just fired up my laptop, so it's taken a while to get loose, if you know what I mean. Let's just quickly go to the Premier League. Okay, so we're 7th, and the board want us to challenge for the title, and the way I'm looking at it in a positive way is that every team above us technically maybe should be above us, You know, Tottenham, Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea, Man United. In the first, in the first season, we finished third, and we could have finished second. High achievers, you know what I mean? Second season, finishing fifth. You know, so if we finish, say, in the top seven, had a good run in the Europa League and the FA Cup, which we've already had a decent run in the FA Cup anyway. You know, is that a good season or not? No, is that progress? So let's just see what we can do. But as you can see, the teams below us are very close, but the teams above us have got a really good gap. So finishing seventh, I think, is the most realistic thing I can do in the Premier League. So let's go to the match anyway. Okay, not too concerned with FC Twente's, actual squad, but they do move the ball around really well. You know, there weren't any particular player where I was like, oh God, we need to watch out for this guy, you know. And that's not me being big-headed, but, I do think, looking at the aggregate score, I do think we're, just a better team, to be honest. But we haven't really got, a full strengthened squad out there, so let's see what happens. Lampard's done well since coming here as well, guys. Gibson there with a shot. Yeah, this is the thing I like about Lampard. In his role at the club here at the moment, he's not to be like a flashy player and score goals and stuff like that. It's just to move the ball on sort of thing. And so far, so good. He has done well. Right, Gibson there with the ball towards Hazard. Lukaku with a goal. That's a typical Lukaku goal, that is. That's his 30th goal of the season as well. Okay, 11 minutes. And the thing is, that Matthew Ryan, the goalkeeper, is actually injured, but I was going to drop him anyway because his performances weren't too good, you know. He was rushing out and doing all these crazy things as well, so... Whoa, Leighton Baines with a goal. Was that a chip? Like a chip volley? A very nice goal there by Leighton Baines, his 8th goal of the season. Most of them are penalties, I believe. He scored a couple of free kicks. Okay, Stones to Gibson, Lampard. Nice pass there, Lampard. Hazard there. Not in his preferred role, but he always... Right, Lukaku. Redmond, that's offside. So, 20 minutes gone. Completely dominating this game. They've got a cheeky free kick here. Good save there by Pacheco. Yeah, that's the thing. It's with the board wanting a title challenge, I think that's a bit unrealistic, to be honest with you. Right, Fellaini there with a stupid foul. Seamus Coleman, Redmond. Redmond, his performances have been, really, really good for us. He has, since coming into the squad, he's took over Morales. Not as good as Morales so far, Morales was just in a league of his own, but he has done a really good job. 33 minutes. Arsenal winning 4-0 there. Hernandez, Giroud, Florenzi, 5-0 now. Wow. They've got a pretty easy draw there, has to be said. Let's just have a look at the overview, because I need to rest players as well. Okay. Let's bring on Ivanovic for Seamus Coleman. He's been complaining, Ivanovic, for not starting enough games as well, which I can understand. And I'm going to take off Lukaku for Barini. Roberto's just come back from injury because I'd be starting him normally. What a player he's been. Flexible. Okay, start second half. Okay, Stones with a free kick here, Lampard. Gibson. I really want Lampard to score a goal though. Right, Barini. Who's a good player, Barini. He's I can highly recommend this guy on Football Manager, especially on this game. Hazard, oh, crossbar. He's just picked up an injury. Just have a look at the other. Okay, Monaco are losing against Granada. That's good. We'll be playing the winner of Inter and Real Sociedad though. Inter winning an aggregate 2-1, as you can see there. That'll be interesting, like a rematch from the first season's Champions, the second season's Champions League. But then, good save there by Pacheco. Stood tall there, he did. So it's a corner kick for them. Oh man. Lampard there looks like he wasn't marking too well. Okay. I'm going to bring on... why does it keep on muddling itself up with his players there? The players are tired. We've had a lot of games though. I'm going to bring on Roberto for a run on. Just coming back from injury. Definitely going to rotate the players in the next game. "87 minutes. Okay, they got free kick. But was that side netting? It was, yeah. It's almost like, I do concentrate on the defending a lot with the training it, but sometimes it's like the defence gets really lazy and they just stand there or something like that in certain goals. It's like they'll just like watch the world go by, like, oh, what's going on? And then they score, That's a 2-1 win and a 6-3 win on aggregate, so I can't really complain about that. So we'll be playing, let's see who we'll be playing in next game. Let's look at the results. I do think it will be Inter Milan though. Okay, we will be playing Inter Milan because they won 2-1 on aggregate. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if that's like a weird memory, but I'm pretty sure we got drawn against them. Yeah, we do, yeah. Yeah, we do play them. Okay, we're against Inter next. That is going to be interesting. So the first leg will be at the Giuseppe Meazza, or shall I just say the San Siro. And then the second leg at Goodison Park. So I think that works in our favour. If we can get let's just say a 1-1 draw against them at home, and then try and just grind them out at home, we're through. So thanks for watching this video, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it, and take care.